And you see the 316, so your ass belongs to me. Hello, everybody. Welcome, one and all, to your Monday Night Raw review on a Wednesday, on a fun day, because obviously I made the smart move. I didn't review this show yesterday after what happened on Monday, so I'm actually kind of glad. But we are here for some fun and some wrestling content. So Maria in the chat, hello. Zodiac, hello, good to see you. I am actually looking forward to this tonight. I've got a bit of fun, and obviously Zodiac's laughing because I've quoted Steve Austin's '97 promo on The Rock, old school. I am representing, of course, tonight, so it's shirt reveal. Bought this when I actually met her as well, but I have on this channel. We always have fun little clips or memes, and I actually have. Hello, James. I actually have a new video, a little fun one. But in order to play it, you need to say some names. I can't give you the code. You've got to unlock the door, find the code, and let it go. Because I have a very special video for everybody. But no, that's not how it works. You need to physically say the name. None of this bullshit. I can't give you the answer. You need to say it. Fernando, great question. I'm going to come to that because shitting on Hulk Hogan is an absolute amazing sport. And when it comes to shitting on Hulk Hogan, I should have a gold medal. The biggest fucking fraud that he is. I absolutely love to shit on Hulk Hogan. No, it's not. It's not that weirdo. Come on, folks. None of your bullshit. It's a proper person. Otherwise, I can't play this video, and it's actually really fucking good. Nah, we don't need that OnlyFans hole on this channel. Just throwing her career away, put it that way. No, not Jesus. It's almost if you guys don't want me to play this video. I'm depressed. You're depressing me. No. You've already said the crazy ass tagline. You just haven't even said the name. That's what's hilarious. I'm not giving you any clue. You've already done it yourself. What was that? Hold on. Weird. Yeah, it's not Scott Steiner. It's not Stone Cold. And it ain't him for starters. I mean, are you guys on an off day? Sadly, it's not the GOAT. No idea who this is. You guys are just listing great technical wrestlers now. This is just too good. Sweet Jesus. Okay, can someone really now just give me the real correct answer? I mean, this is funny, but come on, we've got a show to do. It's literally right from this. Come on. Fuck that fraud. I mean, this guy's the GOAT. Finally! Fucking hell. What can I say? Absolute scenes. Too bad that the song's going to mean absolutely nothing soon, but yeah. No, of course not. It's just too good. Is that from his next album, Joe Hendry Goes 8-bit? I mean, to be fair, it would be quality. But no, Bret Hart's the GOAT. What other one? I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't, but if he does, then I'll be saying LOL TNA straight away. I don't have any other versions. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad I got rid of that. I got rid of it. Okay. So. I'm not playing it anymore on here. It doesn't fit well with what I'm trying to establish here. So I'm no longer playing it. To be honest, it will be Saturday because I don't review SmackDown anymore. So it'll be SmackDown. SmackDown's designated time slot. So yeah, Saturday. And I've seen the card for Backlash, and beggars belief, I'm not even sure it looks right. You've got a Smack McAfee match. You've got Logan Paul in a world title match. Like, I don't even know whether to take Backlash serious or just to take Backlash as a joke. I honestly don't know anymore. But yeah, but I'll be doing it on Saturday because I don't review SmackDown anymore. SmackDown reviews are finito. And I'm actually kind of glad about that. Because I didn't even watch last week's SmackDown, so I don't even know what the fuck happened on that show. When you've got Pat McAfee and booked for a match, meh. Fuck that guy. We do have a fair bit to get through. After all, this is the go-home show for Backlash. Is it going to get any backlash? That's the question. Of course. Jesus Christ himself can't fix how bad SmackDown is at the moment. I haven't watched the last 2 episodes of SmackDown. I haven't watched at all. I'm like, nah, I'm alright. I remember that a long time ago. Fun times. But that was actually during height of some great era. But fell flat on itself. St. Louis is quite an interesting wrestling town, though. I haven't watched a full episode of SmackDown in months. Brother, I absolutely wish I could do that. Linkin Park. Okay. I haven't listened to any of their new shit. Of all places, though, this Raw was held in Nebraska. That's quite the name. I don't know why I thought you were going to be defending the product. I mean, to be fair, I try to. I try to. Doesn't always work, though. I do defend WWE when I can, but there's some things I just can't defend. But then again, some things just need to be called out on. Like, horrible booking decisions consistently now. And if it says a lot that I'm no longer watching SmackDown, that says a lot. Because there was one point where I never even missed an episode. It doesn't feel like they're taking it seriously, and this is what's actually quite concerning. Because one thing I really want is just for it to be taken seriously. It's not a dig at anybody. It's not automatically you suck all of a sudden. It's far from that. What I'm actually saying is I just want to get the enjoyment out of it that I know I can, and let it reflect in that what I'm looking for. It's not I think, like, and people just misread all this, and I'm like, well, there's nothing to misunderstand at all. But then again, rightly so, there are folk that will absolutely call it terrible, or they'll say very specific words, and you know what, absolutely fair enough. I think if that's what you think and feel, that's absolutely what you think and feel. I'm not here to change your opinions. That's not how I operate. I don't want to change your views and opinions like that, you know? What I want to change is maybe some of the misconceptions, and just let it flow better. And if I can find something positive, even if it's very difficult to find, I'll look for it. I've always said that. There's always something, even if you don't know, even if you think at the last second, there's always something that might just be a little bit positive. It just needs to shine through. Really difficult to manage that though. They have been doing a lot of that recently, but nobody's actually grasping it. It's not really their identity. I look at it from a variety and a parameter. I don't take it any other way. As in the podcaster. I mean, her writing's not so bad. That's all I know her for, pretty much, is the writing. But apart from that, I don't really pay much attention. Not because I don't think anything bad of it, I just read it. No characters, 50-50 booking, mostly gymnastics. Triple H is doing NXT Black and Gold, but as a mainstream show. Fair. So here's the question then, Smooth Realism. What essential part of wrestling are you looking for? Just out of interest, what is it you're looking for? Like top to bottom, what is wrestling to you? What does wrestling mean to you? Because I get it when you say mostly gymnastics, but I think the influx of the lucha style really is big, and obviously most of the wild side of like flips and stuff comes from luchadors, and I think certainly some do appeal to the right way and some don't. Obviously, it's the way that they present themselves just as much as how they are presented from above. I think that all comes in. But what is it you look for? I agree though, 50-50 booking is a bollock. Like, it's really annoying. And NXT Black and Gold, for the most part, and I've said it a few times, NXT Black and Gold really does not work on WWE's platform. It does in other companies, because that's exactly what their fans look for, and I've got no issue with that. But quintessentially, I don't actually think it works for them. And I feel like that's a bad thing to do, is to mix up with something that doesn't feel like you. Identity is important. I believe in that, 100%. I think there's an OTT show the same weekend as SmackDown. SmackDown double, fingers crossed we get some WWE stars. I mean, at least they'll be more affordable. Will Ospreay change the negative perception of athletic wrestling style? No. I don't think so. I think he is a part of it. But I think if you really want to talk about changing the perception to an athletic wrestling style, I think there's a few other people. Like, I think if you really want to look at the negative perception, it does go back a long way, but I actually think it all changed when the likes of Liger was first seen in America. I think when Ultimo Dragon made it across, when Uvito Guerrero made it to North America. Well, even though Mexico's North America, but you know what I mean, outside of Mexico into North America from that perspective. Rey Mysterio Jr., Eddie Guerrero before the car crash, Chavo, and then I would say the likes of Daniels, AJ Styles. HBK to an extent had an impact on the athletic wrestling style because he was the first to do it in WWE. Like, he was the first to do a whole variety, whereas Bret Hart was the first to do a plancha. Like, if you actually look at it, Bret Hart was the first person in WWE to do a plancha and a suicide dive. But Shawn Michaels took it to a whole different level. Kurt Angle changed it from an intense perspective for athletic ability. Billy Kidman. I'm actually going to go on a limb. Billy Kidman is actually the best example of changing the perception of the athletic wrestling style. 100% for me is Billy Kidman. And if you really want an example, go back and watch. He does back to back, and it's really impressive. 1998, Billy Kidman does back to back. He does back-to-back matches on a pay-per-view. He does a triple threat with Uvito Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. And then he does immediately a title defense against, that's it, Starrcade, 98 Starrcade, 100%, well done. He then goes straight into a match with Eddie Guerrero. And you really watch Kidman and you think, the fuck? Oh. If you watch wrestling bios, we don't call him the Wonder Kid. We call him Das Brandtfirst, Alex Wright. Alex Wright is actually really underrated. Really underrated. Sadly, he got paired with Disco Inferno, but apart from that, really, really good wrestler. Really good wrestler. Now it seems like everyone wrestles like a luchador or a Japanese wrestler. I mean, they are an inspiration, though. I think that's the thing. Most wrestlers grew up watching light heavyweights and cruiserweights, and you have to really admire that. Yes, a lot of people are doing slightly similar stuff, but they're putting their own spin on it. Like Paul London and Brian Kendrick put their own spin on it, and it's really impressive. Taka Michinoku, really impressive. Amazing Red. I think deep down, the athletic wrestling style is popular to more than giants, which I understand. Like even Ricky Steamboat is another perfect example of the athletic wrestling style. Kurt Hennig, different way, but more technical powerhouse. Yeah, that is literally what he gets called, Zodiac. Damian Priest, for all his negatives, which is just the fact that he's just a rip-off Undertaker, he is really clever with how he works in the ring. I can't fault the man in that way. I really can't. Because he actually does try. And I think he deserves a lot. And obviously, Keem mentioned Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, for the most part, was athletic. The problem is he got injured. He got injured and that was it. And it's a shame. Because that was simply the best version of Seth Rollins. 2014, 2015 is his best version. And he won't eclipse that. Many people are going to disagree with that, but you can try. I saw that man live. Like, for and against. I saw 2015 Seth Rollins, and I saw Seth Rollins a couple of years ago at Clash at the Castle. For example, I saw him at Money in the Bank. And I'm sorry, but seeing those matches I watched live, he was mid. He was not there at all. He wasn't as good as what I saw in 2015. A young Scott Steiner had a very athletic style for a guy his size. Yes, 100%. 100%. Incredible. Another athletic guy for his size that should never have happened. Umaga. Motherfucker at 350 pounds and he's moving like a 250 pounder. Or 240. That shouldn't be happening. The Braun Breaker, 250, he's the same. Mike Awesome is quite an interesting debate about it. It's quite a good thing. There's so many. RVD might be the most athletic ever. But he got outshone by Sabu. Like, you know who was athletic and nobody gives him credit for it? Mick Foley. Better worker than Hulk Hogan as well. It goes beyond just the wrestling. What hurts the most is the lack of larger-than-life characters, gimmicks, and one-dimensional motivation and stories. I mean, that is fair. Like, that is fair. And I like that people will come back in the right way instead of just, oh, it's just wrestling sucks to me, whereas they do it differently. Like, I like the reality that people come back on in the best way and they do it. Another underrated big man, now, in terms of his athletic ability, the Zodiac's mentioned Undertaker. But there's two guys in the late 2000s at the same time as Taker who's doing all this crazy shit that deserve plaudits as well. Number one, Abyss. Number two, Matt Morgan. Not Liv Morgan, because no thanks. Matt Morgan. Bam Bam Bigelow, to many, is considered the greatest big man of all time. And he was insane. Even Vader. Roshin, hello there. Matt Morgan is insanely athletic. and he was, what, 310 pounds, and he moved like 220. Abyss, wild. Before he got really slow, I would say Rhino. I don't want to hear about how it doesn't work anymore when Bray and Tony Storm are two of the most popular characters in the last decade. I also think as well, and might be what falls back on, not only were they popular characters, but they also were good workers as well, so they actually have it all. They had a character, and they found a way to work it that includes their style in the ring, and they adapted very, very well. So I like that. Rhino is going to be involved in the ECW arena shows. Big Show in WCW is why I don't like Big Show. The reason why I don't like Big Show is because of WCW. Great example, Smooth Realism. Yep. Great American Bash, I just find it funny that Sting trolled him by saying he needs to stop smoking, he needs to get in shape. And then he just comes out to the ring smoking a cigarette. I mean, that's just top tier trolling. But Big Show for me, as the Giant, as he was back then, for his weight that he was, he should not have been doing all that stuff. And he admitted himself, he done it because he wanted to get a cheap pop and he wanted to get a reaction. But he didn't need to do kip-ups, drop kicks, hurricane ranas, all that. He didn't need to do all that to get a reaction. His size is the reaction. Like, for goodness sake, I stand across that man in the street, I have to still look up to him, but luckily not by much. But I still have to look up. That's that's feeling powerless. A man like his size, instantly you feel, alright, hold on. But then he just started acting like he was a fucking cruiserweight. And I'm like, mate, you're such a fucking dork. That's why I don't care about any good match he may have had in WWE. Because I didn't give a flying fuck. Like, I really did not give a flying fuck at that point. He could have worked a 5-star match with The Undertaker, for example, and I would still say piece of shit. Because of what he did in WCW. What about Brock Lesnar doing the... well, to be fair, Brock Lesnar doing the shooting star press, it was amazing in OVW. And to be fair, I've got no issue with Brock Lesnar doing a shooting star press. Brock Lesnar at 295 pounds, but he moves that fast. That man can do anything. I'm like, yeah, cool. The only thing I regret about him doing in this match is I don't think Brock Lesnar actually paid attention. If you go back and watch that match again, just the ending, Brock isn't paying attention. That's why he hesitates. He's not looking at how far Kurt Angle is in the ring. He's not focusing on his body position. And then that's it. Simple things. "100% work like a giant. Overall, I want more variety. Give us at least one good PG character that's meant for kids. I want a variety of archetypes." I mean, well, if you want PG now, you've got Cody Rhodes. I mean, yeah. Yeah. But even then, her gimmick, she just started getting booed like fuck, and she realised like she had to change. That's the thing, you can only stay like that for so long. Like even like Hulk Hogan, as you say, like larger than life PG guy. Hulk Hogan's Hulkamania gimmick, like the red and yellow, that is PG bullshit. That is PG pish. The way it's meant to be. But the crowd got sick of him because he kept being pushed like he was the best thing since sliced bread. And it got to the point where you just can't do it. I think the lesson these days is if you're going to keep a PG type character like that, for example, then you cannot keep forcing them right to the top of the card and keep them there. But you have to find a balance. And Vince at the time obviously could never do that. Anyway, we are 37 minutes in. I'm having a great conversation with you guys, but now we need to get into Raw. So, I'm just going to ask the most obvious question first. What did you guys think of Raw? If you thought it was shit, tell me why you thought it was shit. If you thought it was good, tell me why you thought it was good. If you thought it was great, tell me. If you thought it was okay for a go-home show, let me hear it. Let me hear what you thought about Raw. It is PG as fuck when Cody comes out and the whole crowd is singing his damn song. Everyone's song now. Yeah, it's an issue I have with crowds is they're going so in depth on these songs and I'm like, please stop. There's having fun and then there's taking the piss. Maria says mid. Okay, why do you think it was mid, Maria, if you don't mind me asking? What about this Monday Night Raw did you not like? Courts in session. Your judgment is ready. Very average. Nothing stood out at times. It felt like watching last week and the week before just repeats. Okay, that's a fair response, James. Thank you for giving me that as well. I appreciate that. But that's the thing, is I want to get not just my opinion. I want to get you guys. Also, today's episode is, and today's review is the 600th video on the channel. So I just want to say thanks to everyone for sticking around on the channel, of course, and the content. He appeals to kids because he's a clean babyface, but he's not a PG character. He's interchangeable. That's, to be fair, a good thing, though. Yeah, 600 videos, including lives, shorts, all that. 600. And genuinely, I'm glad. I'm glad for it. Consistent amount of people are watching the channel as well, having fun, interacting. It's good that we've got you guys in here as well. It's not just about me. It's a team effort. And couldn't do it without the audience. That's a simple fact. So I honestly do say thanks for this one. So, Monday Night Raw comes from the Chai Health Center. His name is the Nightmare Law. I watched. Of course, I was there. I was watching that as well. I mean, I think some parts of that Ring of Honor they got very wrong. But, yes. So, the Chai Health Center in Omaha, Nebraska. We've got a few segments lined up. So, on the card, we have Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. Groovy. I like both, so that's a groove. The Bulgarian Cuck versus Big Chubba. or as I call him, Otis. We got Penta versus JD McDonough. It's good to see JD back after that horrible injury that he suffered. Becky Lynch as well, obviously, is advertised for the show. And then we have the trifecta from Bull Selector in Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman. Fun. Okay then, so show begins with Jey Uso. And the world champion is here. He's yeeting, he's sheeting, and he is hell bent on meeting. He is here to call out his challenger for Backlash. He wants to talk to Logan Paul. Well, we know what he really wants, but hey ho. And instead of getting Logan Paul, he gets £300 of Paul Heyman. Right. Okay. Smooth Realism, keeping it real, says it was just a very formulaic show. There was no switching it up. You know what's funny is, see if you don't watch a Monday Night Raw for a month. And I haven't, but this is a good example. If you do not watch Monday Night Raw for a month, I bet, realistically, you could jump on it any show and review it, and it's the exact same order. Be different people, obviously, but it'll be the exact same order of a show. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes predictable is dangerous. Very dangerous. Triple H had a bad habit of not switching up locations for segments. It's always backstage or in ring. McMahon would film at a grocery store. I actually would like him to do a few more things. I mean, you've got another location that's constant as the Judgment Day's clubhouse. I would like to see... They haven't done a segment like this in a long time, but I would like a bridge segment. Like, I would like a segment where they film it on a bridge. It's been a long time. When was the last time you had a police segment? Price check on a jackass. Absolutely, that was so good. Like, there's some great things that have been missed for years because they just don't do it. And I don't understand why. I'm just keeping this match up on the side, even though it's going to be a shit game, but... Ugh. Okay. So instead of getting Logan Paul interacting with Jey Uso, Paul Heyman comes out. They go back and forth with each other. Heyman has now justified his reaction to how he's being treated. He then justifies his actions for WrestleMania. And he puts the blame, obviously, on CM Punk. CM Punk gets a lot of the blame here, more than Roman Reigns does, if you listen to this promo again. And then it changes up. He turns his focus on the world champion. Now, the guy at times is very, very boring, but we have to go back to Sami Zayn a little bit. Because ironically, it was Sami Zayn that included us in a conversation about phases. And now he said last week's Raw, Sami Zayn said to Seth Rollins, and I quote, well, I paraphrase, you were so against the bloodline and what it was all about, but yet what you've done is basically just create the same thing. And there were several constants with the bloodline story throughout its entire run that got people really annoyed. And Paul Heyman pretty much proved Sami Zayn right. The fact that he said that Braun Breaker was phase 1 and the World Championship is phase 2, doesn't that say a lot to you? That not only are they not trying to insult your intelligence by actually insulting your intelligence, they can't escape the fact that they wanted to get away from something and they keep going back. Now, you can take that with a pinch of salt, rub your eyes, and choose to ignore it. Or you call this shit out. I'll say it again. You call this shit out because at the end of the day, they're going to keep going with this. You're going to get phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, all them phases. And it'll be at that point where here's the enjoyment, there's the excitement, there's the work, and there's the reaction. Smooth realism, comment of the night. Not this one, but this is a great comment about there's forgotten tropes in this era that are too pompous. You're absolutely right. This is comment of the night. We're in the gaslight era for sure. Yes. And the worst thing is there are people that are just going to accept this as great. And I'm sorry, but you actually deserve better. Back to the realism thing. I box and watch boxing religiously. This is nothing like real fighting. I mean, boxing is fun. I mean, I've done Muay Thai myself, so I know what you mean. I've done a few other things as well, but you're right. You are incredibly spot on. Done a little bits of amateur stuff as well, but I could never keep intent on it. But I honestly will reiterate the exact same thing I've just said. You guys really do deserve better. I'm not going to tell you what to watch, what not to watch, but what I will say is if you're watching something, just open your eyes. Open your eyes and realize that there's no shame in saying this is horrible. Now, the reason why it's horrible is because they know that they are bulletproof. And they know they're bulletproof because they're getting what is all they're interested in. Your hard-earned money. Ooh, Zodiac with a big question for Smooth. I mean, Canelo Alvarez, damn, but Zodiac, you're hitting hard here. Just be open-minded about it, I'd say. Not just blindly think, oh, this is incredible. Exactly, James. Exactly. There is no shame in that. There is no shame. It doesn't make you less of a fan, by the way. It actually makes you more. If anything, it's more fit because of the gymnastics. I watched wrestling because it was a comic book come to life. Now we have Clark and Peter Parker instead of Superman. That's fair. Canelo looked like shit last fight, but I still... Yeah. I'm going Terrence. That's my guy. They're fighting soon. Nice. Should be good, that. I wonder. Let me have a look. Can I find any fun... Because we do like a bit of fun clips on here. So let's see if I can find a few. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a challenge for you. Would you like this challenge, ladies and gentlemen? Still looking for some fun clips, but obviously the most important question is, can you guys handle the challenge? James says, go on then. You asked for this. I want you to really think. A Japanese guy saved Cinco de Mayo boxing. The two top Mexican guys broke records for least punches. Yeah, I know. Funny. So I want you guys to think. And think very, very carefully about what I'm about to show. You've got to save one from each row. Choose wisely. Who are you saving? Zodiac says Punk Taker Drew. Smooth came in with Drew easy. Not my favourite, but he's been treated like shit. He deserves better. No, you're right. I agree. I agree 100% with that. PSG have scored. Get in. Fuck you, Arsenal. As it stands, we're going to have a PSG Inter Milan Champions League final. Cha-ching! Ooh, big one from James. Taker, Orton and Drew. I like it. I like it. Really good list, that. Crazy thing is, I actually don't know what I would choose. Oh, it's the best Champions League game ever. I would have picked Cross because I watched his non-WWE stuff and he's amazing. It's criminal how low. I mean, if he was on this list of talent, 100%, Karrion Kross is excellent. And I'm glad that I played his promo last week. I'm actually tempted, should I play it again? Why are they all doing that? All these female wrestlers are absolutely brilliant, and then they get released from one company, and the next thing they do is they just run onto a platform that they've got no reason to be there for. There's so much more to him than this. That's what I like about him. Then I'm booking Drew versus Tinker with Punk and the special referee. Haha, brilliant. Here's a special clip for y'all. Alright, Billy. Here is arguably one of the greatest matches of all time. And you're going to get some clip of it.
NWA. Ooh, what a chop. Flair to the corner, the Irish whip. He's elevated.
Wanted to get out of there. Wow.
Steamboat saw it coming. Big chop by Steamboat. Flying Mares, a challenger out. Nails him with a drop kick. Reversal by the Dragon. Oh, and a deep arm drag. Shows great agility. Oh, and a high hip lock.
Since the opening bell, and he's not going to be denied.
And Flair catches him all the way over. Big shot by Flair. Back into the ring, the quicker. And the Dragon up on top.
It's your boy Ric Flair. It looks like it turns again into the corner of the champ. There's no more about wrestling, Jim.
Steamboat, oh! He went for the high ring.
You'll never see a greater match. Wasn't quite
Nature Boy. Something to say to them. Double arm suplex. Nailed it with a chop there. The Dragon caught him. Oh, outside. He's got him up. He suplexes him. Misses with a chop. Flair nails him. Oh, God, they went over. And he brings him up. Very uncertain. Flair set for the ride. High elevation. Out of it. A superplex. Steamboat comes off the top. Steamboat. And oh, Flair. I'll tell you something else about.
First ever recognised 5-star match. And rightly so. Chi-Town. Can you play Cross versus talking to Kevin Sullivan? It's a segment that explains why he's so evil. On his own channel, of course, Nostradamus Triple H would never let him get creative. I can try and find the clip, but I can't promise anything. I was actually just going to play his promo again. If I can find a clip of it, absolutely. I believe I have watched it before. I mean, if this comes up on Twitter, I'll laugh. Because that's where I'm looking. Because obviously that's where I'm playing it all from. Because if I play it from YouTube directly, busted. If someone can find the clip and just casually tweets it, and then links it to me, then I can play it from Twitter. But in the meantime, let's have some fun. And then we'll get back to reviewing Raw. I mean, Kevin Sullivan is the perfect archetype for Karrion Kross. Especially mid-90s Kevin Sullivan.
That Logan Paul just won. And let's talk about, Sam, let's talk about what Logan Paul represents. The shortcut. Feels so good to be here. Feels so good to be in the business. Thinking about all of the funerals that I wasn't able to attend for the last 11 years in this business, all of the holidays I missed. You know, I could have just started a YouTube channel, could have just jumped in there with AJ Styles. Feels really good, right? It's awesome. It's really good.
Do you guys know we have 25 years combined experience, and what are we doing on Mania?
Well, they know because they're normal human beings, and they actually love professional wrestling. But apparently that doesn't mean shit anymore. That doesn't mean shit. All I asked Alan to do was for once to not think about just himself. Think about everybody in the back and think about the professional wrestling fans. That's all I wanted him to do. Sometimes to do the right thing, you have to do the wrong thing. But he's a narcissist, and he had to do it his way. Hey, Alan, how many more WrestleManias do you have in your system? Probably, I don't know, one. Maybe this is the last one, and you just pissed that away. For what? For what? For your way? Thanks a lot, bud. I really appreciate it. You want to know what the best advice I ever got? It was from Bill Goldberg. 2021, back when I was in the Twilight Zone, you know what I mean? I'm wrestling for gasoline. It was awesome. Let me tell you all about it. Bill goes, hey, Cross, you know what? You remind me a lot of me. I go, I think we have different styles, Bill, but I really appreciate that. Do you have any advice for me? He goes, you know what? You just got to be a good soldier. A good soldier is what he said. So I decided to be a good soldier. You know what happened? They released me. And then I come back. You know what being a good soldier gets you, everybody here? Just so in case you're wondering, you want the back scoop here. Being a good soldier gets your times cut. Being a good soldier means that people come up to you and say, hey, you got any great ideas? Yeah, here it is from Charlotte. No. That's a little too great. We're looking just for good ideas. That's for those guys over there. That's what being a good soldier is, okay? Being a good soldier is coming to your hometown where you cut your teeth, we got started, and not being on the card. It's all about viral moments now. That's what it's all about. Viral moments. Well, Guy, everybody's been telling me that I got to become undeniable. And as soon as it happens, they ignore it and they shut it down. I never asked to wrestle Randy. I never asked. That happened organically, and you ignored it for a viral moment. And good on Joe. Nothing against him. But you ignored it. And the crowd told you exactly how they felt about me on SmackDown when I was eliminated. And you ignored it. Become undeniable. My ass. My ass. You want a viral moment? On behalf of all of the true fans of professional wrestling, Guy with the suit and tie in the truck, go fuck yourself. That's from Killer Cross. No.
I think Little Baldy shat his pants there, but it's purely brilliant that his Scarlet Bordeaux's just sitting there, and I'm like, magnificent. But this is the whole point. See, the funny thing is, people will come back and say, oh, it's one way or another way, or is it a shoot, is it not a shoot, or what do we think, what do we not think? And here's the funny thing, right? This is what I think of his promo, and this is what I tell people a lot. It represents what I said by it doesn't make you less of a fan by criticising something. Oh, he is so annoying. I don't even know why he gets to be on these shows. Like honestly, like he reminds me of this guy. And I'm not kidding. Not kidding. He reminds me of Butters. And not the good Butters. When Butters is absolutely crap. I like Butters, but it's the reality of it. Very fun video. Speaking of fun videos. Leopold Butterscotch. Yeah. Speaking of... Butters became awesome though. See, the early stuff, Butters was just there and trying to find his feet. Doesn't make sense. Then he becomes an absolute brilliant character. That's what that little Baldy is. He's unsure Butters. Yeah. I like virtual reality Butters when he punched his dad. That's just pure hilarious. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, we were talking about phases in this Paul Heyman promo, and I'm sorry, but if this is the same shit, then I don't know why the fuck we're supposed to call it any different. Like, I find that so poor. And then the reality of it as well is we're getting a world title match on Raw. And people were actually crying. Oh, Jesus' title reign is going to end. There's people that are tweeting in all caps calling Jey Uso a top 5 in the world wrestler. And I'm thinking, my oh my, professional wrestling must be that shit if Jey Uso is top 5 in the world. He's not even top 100. It's an insult to my fandom of pro wrestling if Jey Uso is top 5 in the world. Because he's not that fucking good. I'm sick of the delusion people have for this fucking family. Absolute weirdos. Now, what was it I said, Billy? Oh, that was it. Punishment for you, Billy. Until you apologise. Oh, I know. Trust me, I can show you the tweets. I changed my mind on it. I've just had enough with you. Exactly. The fun days of just being good are gone. There's working hard but also being believable and enjoyable. But it's just ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, over the top interference. So we have a matchup next. Again, Pentagon Jr., really exciting talent. Might not be the Penta of old, but he's still exciting when he wants to be. Up against JD McDonough, who is back in competitive action after getting injured. And it's good to see JD McDonough. It is. But you got to think about reality and the truth here, and the reality and the truth, the interference ruins this match. It does. It really ruins it. Nowadays, if Hornswoggle was still wrestling, there'd be people complaining he's not world champ. Oh, literally. Tools Adam was dressed as Penta for a recent Tool Con. Oh, really? Nice. Nice. Give me 1 second, guys. Penta's the only one I get entertained by. It's great that JD's back in the ring after a horrible injury. Yeah, it is great. I'm glad that he is back from injury. Thanks very much, James. I appreciate it. Billy, seriously. It's not funny. Some of the international stars are cool, but my issue is the lack of English in a story-driven show. See, the funny thing is they can speak English, they're just not letting them. Like, they can speak English, they're just not letting them do it. Some of them actually do cut good promos, but I think the most of them is... it doesn't look like they're actually working on it. Because if you actually let them, they can do it. Another thing is, it wasn't like back in the day where their style was unique, but now everyone wrestles like them. I suppose, yeah. So, like I said, this match was actually going well. And then you get the interference. Now, if you remember on... I don't think it was last week's show. I think it was the show from the week before. And I said I would absolutely sack these two commentators. JD McDonough is now called the Iron Lung. Absolute shitface that like this commentary team. Seriously, sack them all. I've had enough. Should Dom lose the IC title this weekend? No. I don't think he should, no. Like, Rey Mysterio, Muta, etc. were so different from WWE wrestlers, now Americans were just like them. Yeah, he hasn't got anything now. Now he's just Finn Balor's backup. He's just Finn Balor version 2. No, I don't think so either. For a long time I was critical on JD because they never done anything right by him. I like a wrestler who has good matches, but I want to see them back up a little bit more. He's not getting that opportunity. You could say that JD McDonough has no place in WWE at all. You could make a strong case for it. It was seriously scary shit, like. Not scary in the sense of, oh, you're meant to be scared, but it's scary shit the way he does it. Pete Dunne is boring as fuck. Pete Dunne's finished. You can't save him. And I'll tell you why. Because immediately they put him back in a tag team with Tyler Bate. When they were not on the same side anymore. Now they're automatically back as a tag team. God almighty. The funny thing is, see if you're a natural talent that can do so many high-flying variety moves, but you've got a good character behind it. Makes you a whole lot more interesting. Like, you can have a good gimmick, but still do moonsaults, planchas and all that. But the funny thing is that's still going to be liked. Like, here's the funny thing, and nobody understands this. except a rare few. Take a look at Mick Foley, for example. I'm going to go on a limb and say Mick Foley was only one of 3 wrestlers that had a true character in ECW. Maybe 4. Actually 4. When ECW was ECW, not the piss stain that WWE produced. I mean proper ECW. Only 4 wrestlers had a genuine gimmick. And in terms of genuine gimmicks, these are the ones I'm thinking of. So Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Raven, Shane Douglas, because Triple H literally stole Shane Douglas's gimmick in '99. And number 4, Dreamer's a good shout. I would have said Taz. RVD, great wrestler. I mean, he does have the whole effing show thing, but I mean, like, really, truly outstanding gimmicks. I would say Raven, Foley, Shane, and Taz. Tommy Dreamer, I liked his whole thing about he's just the ultimate chaser for the ECW title, and he represents it that much that when he wins it, he's like, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. And he drops it straight away to Just Incredible. Sandman, I mean, drunk violent man, to an extent. Yeah, I mean, Sandman's entrance was great. The franchise gimmick is perfect. Sabu was unreal. But if you actually look at it, Sabu's gimmick was actually more crazy in WCW than it was ECW. Not for the matches, but for what he got away with. Raven, for me, is my favourite all-time ECW wrestler. After watching Bo O'Connell matches, I think she's the greatest Japan wrestler of all time. You mean Bull Nakano? And I did tell you that she is the greatest. I told you this. Here's the funny thing, and this is why I don't think people understand. People don't understand Mick Foley. See wrestlers that love Extreme's way of working. I've got no issue with that. Mick Foley had psychology. That's why Mick Foley is so different. Raven has the greatest mind for wrestling that you'll ever see. I actually would say WWE would be booked better under Raven than it would be under Triple H. In fact, they'd be better under Jeff Jarrett anyway, but Raven would book that show so much better. Mick Foley's very special. He's lovely. I rewatched his Dark Side of the Ring this morning on the way to work. I rewatched it because it's still great. That guy literally, for the love of the game, would do anything. Sadly, it's going to come back and haunt him, which I feel sorry for. But you can't tell me there's nobody that loves wrestling more than Mick Foley. I don't think you can find anybody that loves pro wrestling more than Mick Foley. I think it's, and saying that as a Bret Hart fan, Kurt Angle fan, Mick Foley is a whole different love. Jake Snake Roberts was wonderful. No. 96, but yeah, it was a genius gimmick. Because it was never going to happen as well. Funny thing. Like, here's true thing, and it's been reiterated several times, and this is a reality of it. If it wasn't for Jim Ross becoming executive vice president of talent relations in the mid-90s, Mick Foley would never have been a WWE wrestler. And I will argue anybody with that, and I will absolutely annihilate you. I'm not kidding. You challenge me, I will annihilate you on that one. I really wish I knew. But the crazy thing is, and he's lucky, I think it's because of how big he was. Mick Foley was around 300. Obviously, they billed him as 287. But I would say Mick Foley was 300, 310 in 1998. Same as Samoa Joe. Except Samoa Joe's slower. I honestly think you'll never get away from it in that way. Mick Foley, if he had been Shawn Michaels' weight, Mick Foley would have died that night at King of the Ring. But also, I blame Vince McMahon for not having the roof on properly. Why would you tie it with zip ties? Like, that's just insane. That's like asking for trouble. Mikey Whipwreck, really cool wrestler. Really good gimmick. I don't think he's one of the best, though, for ECW. But he was truly special. Because she has everything that represents a great wrestler. Where's the anger? I'm not angry at all. 95 had some pre-attitude characters that were ridiculous ahead of their time, like Goldust. Yeah. Goldust, Taker, Mankind. Well, Mankind in 96. But still special. Honestly, you could still say the same thing in the right way, but even Brett and Shawn were evolving in 95. Brett and Shawn were not just great wrestlers, but they had great gimmicks. Did you like the Pitbulls? The Pitbulls for me are a better tag team in ECW than the Dudleys ever were. What's up, Abul? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Doinking ECW's Born Again was great. Matt Bourne, truly, he got done dirty by Vince McMahon with the Doink gimmick, but he also, to be fair, had his own demons he never overcame. It's a tragic shame. Like, I really felt bad for Matt Bourne. So we're still reviewing Raw, but at the moment we're just discussing the best gimmicks from certain areas. So we mentioned like ECW, why those times might actually be better than the current for gimmicks and style of wrestling. That's true. Like, he had no idea he was going to play someone dressed in a gold bodysuit, gold face paint, and act like really in-depth feminine side where he's on the bridge of being gay. Like, that man was close to getting bricks thrown at him in 95. There's an interview, I think, in 1996, 97. It's obviously after WrestleMania 12. But apparently there's an interview where he had the feud with Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 12. And apparently Roddy Piper was so damn offended that he really wanted to beat the shit out of him for real. And I mean, like, he really wanted to beat the shit out of Dustin Runnels. The only reason why he didn't do it was because of his dad, Dusty Rhodes. Even though Dusty was in WCW at the time, he didn't do it. So instead he was like, well, I'll just rip the hell out of you at WrestleMania. Lethal good promos. Ted DiBiase playing a rich, arrogant prick. No, because he's too busy running from the FBI. Yeah, they didn't know how to fix it. That was the only thing. That was the only thing that let him down. Like, if I'm doing it, there's actually a crazy way to get heel Doink over. But obviously, it won't happen now, but this is what I would have done. Bear in mind, this is 2004. I actually think the perfect way to get Doink the Clown over ahead of its time, if you're again, I'm speculating, I would have based his whole look on this, even though this is ahead of this TV show. 2004's version of the Batman had a very different kind of Joker. I actually think this would have been the perfect look for Doink the Clown as a heel. It was truly incredible. Do you agree Taker is the best gimmick ever? It was great. I absolutely do think Taker is the best gimmick. But I also hate that people are not going to like this. And I'm sorry if this offends you. But Taker should have retired in '99. Not because his matches as the hybrid Taker or Big Evil, which was better than the Badass, when he went to Big Evil into the hybrid, that was his best run in terms of match quality. But I actually think Taker should have retired in '99. Because when you look at the Undertaker gimmick, it fit the perfect blend all the way up. Now, I know he obviously wanted to stick around, and I've got nothing against that. But I think you could have got something special. I'm glad that he didn't, though. I'm glad that he didn't. But when you look at it in terms of what the character was, those versions were never topped. Taker from 2000 up to his retirement is not better than the classic Phantom and Ministry Taker. I'm not saying anything bad about him. I'm actually speaking very honest here. People are going to get so offended by it. But plain and simple, you can't top that era. Ever. And you never will. See? And I'm a big Undertaker fan. I still think '99 would have been the perfect swan song for him. Literally. Papa Shango, that was a gimmick itself. Wow. Taker is the original, but I think Bray outdid him with the top horror character. I don't think he did. But that's a good conversation. I think he certainly came close. But I don't think he did. I think if you really want to top... If you want to top Undertaker, for me, it's this. There's only... There's only one for me. Gangrel was fucking scary. But for me, this is the only gimmick that is scarier than Taker. %, Paul Bearer. You're not wrong. Although, to be fair, the Edge match as well. It is. Oh, that gimmick was absolutely shite. That's the best entrance of... That, for me, is literally the best entrance of 98 besides Ministry Undertaker. Or that Undertaker late period of 98. Pure genius. That's a rare shout, because to be fair, if you look at 97, the best promos were Paul Bearer and Bret Hart. Yeah. Like, absolutely pinnacle. Original Kane was... It fucking was. Like, there's one moment that he has that's scarier than anything. And before anyone says, oh, you mean the Hell in a Cell door? No. There's one that's absolutely horrifying. This version as Kane was incredible, but there's... I wonder if I might have to search for it. No, I'm going to have to search for it. Kane is alive, Undertaker. Paul Bearer really did make... Because you could have just thought the guy was bullshitting. And 100% you would believe it. But this for me is one of the scariest Kane moments because I just really thought it was interesting. Thank fuck for 1998 that we got this. That fucking fireball leading up to Survivor Series. You killed your family, Undertaker. I think in terms of character work, creativity, promos, only Tony Storm gets close to Bray in recent years. Yes. Unreal. It's unreal. I wonder, can I find it as a GIF? No, shite. Oh, yes. The lightning bolt on Raw leading up to WrestleMania was incredible. And they let them get away with it. So well done. That one was interesting. I didn't like that they put him in the corporation like that. Really pissed me off. Taker's like, I really need a piss. But who's this big guy coming through the door? You'll never get anything better than that. We can thank Jim Cornette. Kane's physique and... Oh, hold on. Making it rain blood on Stone Cold. Yeah. Kane's physique in his early days was frightening as hell massively. This is making me slightly sad. Wrestling was so fun before. These characters made me want to buy their action figures as an adult. Oh, bless. I agree. They done the same to Abyss. When TNA made Abyss speak, that ruined him. Yeah, I never liked that either. I hated that you went away from it. Oh, we know this guy has got burns on his abyss. He's got burns on his body. And then they take the mask off and you're like, he's just a bald, ugly fucker, ain't he? There's nothing wrong with him. I liked the first initial point of unmasking him. Like, see, 03 and 04 came unmasked. I liked that. 03, 04, because he was electrocuting people and all that stuff, and Linda McMahon getting tombstoned is absolutely perfect. But then after that was bad. They should have put the mask on him before he went after Edge in the world title in 07. I don't like that they done the May 19 thing. That really insulted people. They really fucked up. And that ties into WWE right now. They're still not learning from bad mistakes on their best characters. I'm not saying he wasn't, but he was incredible, and then they fucked him up. And this is exactly this. Fuck Hulk Hogan. WWE also made Sabu speak. They also thought he was a member of the Taliban, and we all remember how bad that was. Is there an entrance song you detest? There is, actually. Horrible theme song. So horrible. 03, 04 came more of a psychological character, whereas his original mask gimmick was more physical. 100%. I mean, that is why I have that in the background. Because I am the fucking champ. Triple H and Vince have trouble with characters that are easy home runs, but they'll somehow get Dom over. I know. Oh, that's brave. That is brave. I hate... Oh, God. Hello, Anna. How are you? Welcome to the stream. No idea who you are, but because I've never seen you before, but welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. No. No. The DDP music they used to cover up his WCW theme. Hate that shit. I loved that great period of when he had it right. I don't like that they did Self High Five though. Like, that was crap. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not too bad, thanks. I'm not too bad. Well, it's the big slow. Thank The Rock for taking the piss out of him. Camel Marina John Cena's untouchable. No, I'll tell you what's untouchable. This is untouchable. I'm gonna get a lot of hate in a minute. And I'm so sorry. I am genuinely about to get a lot of hate. Oh, it's a good thing I'm brave. Yeah. Great days, man. Great days. I like Spotlight Batista. It was so much fun. Looks like a good fight. That's actually made me laugh. That. What about Al Snow with head gimmick in ECW's top 5? Yeah, and I actually like that. I'm going to say this. WWE actually got that right. WWE actually didn't get this wrong. They actually did it really well. They actually paid attention. And it worked. Grazie. I mean, to be fair, when Deborah's holding it, it was that for sure. You know, actually, here's an interesting thing. I'm actually going to throw something at you. And I want to see what you guys think. I loved Right to Censor. That was hilarious. But here's the thing, I'm going to ask you guys this. Who was more over in your opinion? Sable or Deborah McMichael? No, I do agree. That was the only letdown was the theme song. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Zodiac and El Pinche. Shout out to the 90s. Sorry, I rephrased that. Horrible eyesight from me. Shout out to 80s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Abel's also saying Sable. I mean, everyone's saying Sable. Nobody's given Deborah a little bit of a chance? Well, I believe all of you deserve this. I think you all deserve one of these. But now I'm going to really test yous. What about Sable versus Trish Stratus? Smooth is saying he was more attracted to Deborah. Fair play. Trish Stratus versus Sable. By keeping her away from the title picture for a while. Smart thing to do is let her walk away. Rhea Ripley ain't winning anything at Backlash. Zodiac says Sable was more over. I like Trish's better though. Fair. Abel's still picking Sable. Brock Lesnar is going to come by your house soon. She hit a sweet power bomb. Oh, I've just thought of an even better question. Oh, I've just thought of an even better question. I'm actually going to put up as a banner. especially with the popularity of Rock as well, and Mick Foley's popularity and all that, but oh, she's aging badly. Genuine question for you: which was better, the Sable Bomb or Widow's Peak? Abu was straight in there with the Sable Bomb. Horn Dog. Catherine is saying Sable Bomb. Smooth Realism with Widow's Peak. Zodiac says Sable Bomb by a hair. El Pinchy with a Sable Bomb. Now, no disrespect to all of you that have selected James is edging towards the Sable Bomb. No disrespect to all of you picking the Sable Bomb, but for me personally, if you've picked the Widow's Peak, Widow's Peak for me. What a move.
Oh, God.
Oh dear God. Oh dear God, Abu. Sunny was my personal favourite back in the day. Okay then. Was that before or after she was having her way with 7 midgets on the street corner? I know, like, Abel's gone full horny mode. It's only took an hour and 53 minutes. Oh you bastard. Oh, you bastard. That's a question. Oh, fuck. Ooh. Okay, number 1, Sharpshooter. Number 2, Taker's Tombstone. Number 3, I'm gonna say the Styles Clash. Number 4, Diamond Cutter. Number 5, I have the Razor's Edge in 6th. 6th place I've got the Razor's Edge because at number 5 I've got the Liger Bomb. Skirts in general do it for me. Love Cherry too. I'm a mystery fan. What can I say? I mean to be fair, Mickey James. Top 5 finisher: Sharpshooter, Stone Cold Stunner, The Last Ride, Spear, F5. Some good choices. Tombstone, Sharpshooter, Ankle Lock, Stunner, 5-star Frog Splash. Good shouts again. Ankle Lock, great shout, 5-star, 100%. Billy Kidman shooting Star Press as well. Stone Cold Stunner, Tombstone, People's Elbow. Sharpshooter, Scorpion Death Drop, Rock Bottom, great shout as well, to be fair, for a great finisher. Randy Savage's Elbow. DDT. The Raven effect is my favourite version of DDT. I love the Diamond Cutter. Diamond Cutter was just incredible. I think another great move is that It's quite controversial for its mention, but it's a great move. The Vertebreaker. And also the Suicide Solution. Dudley, not Dudley, I was going to say Dudley Death Drop. The Doomsday Device as well. Still savage. Savage for me. I think in recent years, the likes of the Rainmaker and the One-Winged Angel are great finishers. I think they're great finishers as well. Try to think what else was great. The Calf Killer. The Impaler DDT. Gangrel's version. Yeah. Unreal. Unreal move, like. You can't defend yourself from that move. That's the scary part about it. Anyway, back to this. So we'll move on from the Judgment Day and we'll talk about... Yeah, it's actually quite a good move. It is a good move. The Muscle Buster as well is a great move. $1 Million Dream. Very innovative way of the Cobra Clutch. Good shout. What isn't a good shout is... Sheamus versus Austin Theory. True. Good move. Pepsi Plunge is another good move as well. Dusty Rhodes' $1 Million Dream's horrible. Tombstone Stormbreaker. Anaconda Vice was CM Punk. Worst finishers, leg drop, Santino, Snake Thing, yeah, the Cobra, People's Elbow. To be fair, the People's Elbow was actually interesting. It just could have been better. Piper's Punch, and I'll get hate for Dusty Rhodes' Bionic Elbow really wasn't great. The Torture Rack, however, quality move. This is proper conversation. The Stratisfaction, yeah. Oh, the Jackknife. I think I like how Vader done it. I like the way Psycho Sid done it, but the best powerbomb for me was Liger's Liger Bomb. I actually don't know. I really don't know. I would like it to be Chelsea Green though. Yeah. I don't like that they made a stupid gimmick on it though. Top 5 drop kicks. AJ Styles, Nakamura. Nakamura to be fair, if you've never seen it. Okada. Jeff Jarrett. Rocky Johnson. Yeah. Although, shout to Chris Jericho, he's got a great drop kick as well. GTS by Kenta his version was perfect. I do like his drop kick. I do like his drop kick. And his Perfect Plex was amazing. I still like the Perfect Plex for how it was delivered. The Tazplex was cool though, but for me, the Perfect Plex. Dishonorable mention to Gunther's Powerbomb. Not really. I think Gunther's Powerbomb has let itself down. I think his Powerbomb has lost interest in recent times. Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Billy Gunn, Jeff Hardy. I mean, Styles is probably the best dropkick for me. I like the way he does it from that leap down straight up, boom. Jeff Jarrett's was a Sting. To be fair, Sting had a great drop kick. Yeah, good point. Owen Hart had a good drop kick as well. Oh, that's why I said sorry. Sorry, yeah, I don't like Gunther's powerbomb. His powerbomb makes me want to go and take a shit. Because it makes me feel like all tight in the stomach for how bad it looks. I'm like, oh cool, powerbomb. I really need to go and take a shit. Because that's Gunther hitting a powerbomb. It looks shit. Speaking of what looks shit, top 5 chokeslams. Taker, Kane, Scott Hall, Sid. Unfortunately, the Big Slow. To be fair, I would as well. Actually, Actually, you know what? I'm going to kick out the Big Show's chokeslam. Fuck it. Yeah, the Hurricane Slam. I'm putting the Hurricane Slam in. Because I actually liked the Hurricane's version of the chokeslam. It was actually really cool. Fuck the Big Show. He gets praised for 30 seconds in. Abdul reminds me of the Hurricane. So yeah, Hurricane's in. Also, there's one thing about Big Show's chokeslam that actually lets him down in recent years. Is when he used to do "I've got a big surprise for you" on his promos, and then he would just tell them it's the chokeslam. So it's not a basket of cookies. It's just my surprise is chokeslam. Alright, I'll just avoid the chokeslam. Ooh. You know what? This is so much better than a Raw review. I'll answer that in a second. Taker was in the 90s, was scared to hurt people with that chokeslam. Remember him versus Diesel. To be fair, he didn't respond well to it. He really didn't. Don't worry, neither am I. Abyss has a better chokeslam. But top 5 Sean Waltman matches: AJ Styles, 100%. Bret Hart on Raw for the WWE title. Waltman versus Hayabushi. Waltman versus Tajiri, Invasion 2001. And I'm going to say he has a really interesting match that I recommend. His first appearance inside the absolute amazing match that's King of the Mountain, when he goes up against Styles and he goes up against Raven, etc. Really good. He has an underrated match with Jeff Jarrett as well. Waltman, yeah, I agree. He did have the best kicks. Yeah, I remember that. That is still to this day one of my favorite promos. Because it's even better. Just before this is what he says: "You do the one thing you think you do that is good." Yeah. I swear, the French do things to annoy me on purpose. His speed when running the ropes would make Braun jealous. See, when it comes to speed and making Braun jealous, I actually think there's one wrestler that can make Braun really jealous. 2004 to 2006 TNA Marcus Corvon, or as we call him, Monty Brown. Before he hit the pounce. That speed. Proper speed. Oh yeah, 100%. If he has like a short Jedi mullet, I'd be alright with that. Like what he used to have. 98 X-Pac. Well, yeah. 98 X-Pac was just pure gold. Monty Brown was Big E and Braun combined. True, the only thing for Monty Brown which doesn't go in his favour is his wrestling ability really dragged. Ah, you're alright though. The pounce was underrated. I agree. You know what else is underrated? The move that should have been Umaga's finisher, his high angle Samoan drop. Much better than that Samoan spike nonsense. Back to Raw. Sheamus beats Austin Theory. This match is pointless because again they've not done what they should have done. They've kept. They haven't split these two up. Again, failure. They should have pulled the trigger by now. Karrion Kross backstage interview. Calling the fans bad guys is really cool, and I like his devil you know versus devils you don't. Perfect. Great promo. Kathy Kelly stands there. That woman can get a crowd easy. But Karrion Kross, really well done. Scarlett Bordeaux, chef's kiss. Umaga was underrated, period. Him and Orlando were great, 100%. Zzz. That was my reaction, 100% falling asleep. God, him and Waller stuck together really past. It is awful. It is really awful. Exactly. That's how it should be. Also, another great finisher. Oh yeah, Jay White's Blade Runner. Oh, it was gold. It was gold. We get a face-to-face next from everyone's favourite Irish duo, not mine. We have Becky Lynch having a promo segment with Lyra Valkyria before their Intercontinental Women's title match this weekend. A show of hands and a score. One, I want you to rate the promo from these two, and then show of hands who's looking forward to Becky versus Lyra this weekend. Thumbs up for you're looking forward to it, thumbs down if you're not, and then score this bloody promo. Thumbs down and a 1 for my bull. Wow. Big man's coming. I'm surprised no one said the airplane spin for bad finishers. Oh yeah, he is. Like, he really is the perfect concept of religious attack on someone and being that line of fire. Oh yeah, I agree with you though. I thought it was awful. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to be the worst match of the weekend. I know you're an AEW mark, but even you can still give me an honest answer. I know. I would give it back to him as well. Killer Cross was incredible. The C4 Spike is another finisher. I like Josh Alexander's finisher. Too bad we're not getting it though, because they're not going to give him what he deserves. Why we didn't get a fight between these two was absolutely stupid, and a fight that was actually good. It was actually really shit. But we already know what's happening this weekend. The Queen of Recycling, as she's called now, because Literally, all she does, she's just a B-Tech Rock with a Ric Flair tagline. She's gonna win this weekend. Canadian Destroyer, yeah. Wow, what a move. Actually, I'm not doing it. They're doing it. Up next, we get some real women in action. Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. Yes. Again, Roxanne Perez, really excited woman. I really want to see her get more than what she deserves. Like, she's excellent. Like, I've always liked Roxanne Perez. Io Sky, she's genuinely incredible. But they just never seem to really understand what to do with her, which is a shame. There's only a few. These two are two of them. Still gotta be truthful, there's a few real women there. Not Cora Jade, she's obviously been released and she's straight on the OnlyFans because she can't keep it down. Same, I didn't mind it at all. I like when Roxanne works with anybody because she is going to be one of your best matches, and it just helps that Io Sky is also going to be one of your best matches. So both of them actually work really well, and the post-match angle, really good, and I like the... Yes. Yes. We also get a very good post-match angle as well. I like that they kind of went back a little bit on Roxanne Perez with her Ring of Honor, where she used to do the Code of Honor, and she went to show some respect to Io Sky, and then immediately Julia attacks her. Like, now, they're using her wrong, but this is the right way. Just do more of this with her and take it to a whole... It's the intensity. That's all we're missing. I don't see it with Rock. She's attractive though, but she's overhyped. Not good in the mic and no character. Her wrestling... To be fair, her character is just simply she's a prodigy. So she's meant to be just like this prodigy of wrestling. I think on the mic she's actually not too bad. Compared to who she's had to work with, I think she's now getting like a higher level. But who she was working with, essentially she was the best of the rest. But too bad that the best woman she's ever worked with is this woman right here. I mean, she might be small, but she's a good technical wrestler. But I do get your point, though. I do get your point. Billy will be sobbing in his cornflakes. Freaky woman. We know that obviously there's going to be no help from Rhea Ripley because she was in Perth promoting WWE returning to Australia. Meh. Are we going to get something from this? I'm not entirely sure. I don't think we will. I think Sol Ruka and Jada Parker have big potential. Sol is going to be a great babyface if pushed right. She's alright actually. Her finisher is crazy though. To be fair, most of my favourite AAA talents aren't particularly young, they're older, but I like La Hiedra. I really like Vikingo and I like Wagner. But I refuse to like Del Rio. Yeah, you're not wrong. Up next, sadly, we're all punished with torture, so I apologise in advance. But up next, we have Rusev. Rusev in WWE. I have one way to react to this.
Oh god.
And again.
Oh god.
And one more for good measure.
Oh god.
We want a younger roster. Hooray! We want to get a young roster that's exciting. Hooray! Hooray! And you bring in Rusev, who is washed. Make that make sense. Just make it make sense. He made the right move to leave AEW anyway. He was never getting used, but he's just rubbish. Aleister Black, on the other hand, she'll kill on the main roster if Noseman books her right. I think she could, but I'm just not sure. I mean, her gimmick, the surfing stuff, it's not better than some of the gimmicks there, but she is one of the hot commodities right now, and she deserves it. Too bad he's being ruined out with the Miz. Anyway, we have to suffer this Rusev match, and fuck it. Now, Aleister Black has potential. Rusev has none left. Yeah, I forgot if she was Triple A or CMLL, but I watched her. I've watched her a few times. I like, was it Penelope or whatever it is, the woman who was at Wrestle Dynasty. I think she's got something. I like the fact that she's a masked talent that just takes the mask off anyway. There's a lot of good female Mexican luchadors. And then that bracket, they're really exciting. Up next, we get a promo for what's going to be the worst match of Backlash. We get a promo face-to-face confrontation between Pat McAfee. I have to say his name, obviously, because it's a listed segment. Between Pat McAfee and Gunther. Oh dear God. Vince sucks. He could have killed it with that Dark Father gimmick. He dropped like 5 vignettes just to be fired, I know. Sexy Star's a good Mexican female wrestler. I haven't watched her in quite a while. Her character's crazy though. The funny thing is, I still think Inter Milan are going to win this final. They had the harder route. I think I hate Pat more than Baldfree. I fucking hate Pat McAfee. He is honestly on the same level of cringe as Booker T. A lot of people are saying this was an excellent promo. Were they snorting cocaine first? She's an old bag. The worst thing is I hate Inter Milan. For good reason, of course. But they've got an amazing manager. I don't know why they're building this as a feud. I don't get it. Like, What exactly are they doing with this? Who would you rather share an apartment with? Pat McAfee or Logan Paul or Booker T? I'd rather share an apartment with Velvet Sky, Deonna Purrazzo, Rhea Ripley, Sky Blue, and a few others. And then I'm cooking. As for this and obviously Stephanie Vaquer, but Abu, I claim her. As for this segment between the two, oh, I know, horrible. Oh, Aubrey Edwards is a bloody weirdo. I do not like her. But his commentary's weird. Wade Barrett's now becoming that level. Oh dear God. What is going on with you today? I actually have a big concern when it comes to Wade Barrett now, because I'm starting to feel like he's got a thing for LA Knight, because he is seriously getting creepy with his loins lines. It's really weird. She's got too much makeup makeup on that even the fucking the Witch of the Black Forest would be like, sorry, we can't take this. She's not a solid referee at all. She's shit. I'm sorry, but she's a shit referee. See, if it's good laughs and talking about road stories, I would love a room with Booker T. But if it's to listen to his commentary, I'm running for the hills, bro. How are you anyway? Greenwich Posse, underrated faction. The Mean Street Posse. Jesus Christ. Oh, those are the days. And then obviously they jobbed to Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson, and that was it. I will never get over the fact that they had to job to them, and then Pat Patterson's reward for it was an evening gown match for the Hardcore Championship. Harley Cameron, all I'm going to say is thank you very much for what she did to Anna Jay. But, as you can tell, she's mine. I'm a big Deonna Purrazzo fan, and she's one of the nicest people I've ever met. But I really like Toni Storm, I like Harley Cameron, I like Anna Jay, and I like Sky Blue. Some of them are fitting, and I miss not seeing her on TV, but Hikaru Shida. Sharing stories on the road, Stone Cold, wow. Sadly, I do. There's some things you can never forget, and that's something I've never been able to forget. Oh, that's true. I know. It was horrible. You know what's even worse is they didn't know what they were doing. Megan Bain is so bloody good. So good. I like Britt Baker. Jamie Hayter, I'm still trying to catch on with her 80s gimmick. But I think it could be better. I don't think she's bad though. Britt Baker, I used to be a fan of Britt Baker, but I lost a lot of respect for her a long time ago, and I don't know if I'll ever get it back. There's no women in WWE more entertaining than those two. Toni is #1 wrestling period. She is really top tier. But Harley Cameron, honestly, I love the way she uses her appeal in the right way. And it's clever. Like, Mercedes Moné's different in her own way, but I like the way that Harley Cameron conducts herself. She's a gold mine. She is a gold mine. That's true, Zodiac. That's true. I like Sky Blue's way. I like Sky Blue's excellent. I think Julia Hart's got one of the best female gimmicks right now. I think her gimmick is underrated. I think she doesn't get a lot of... I don't think she gets a lot of praise for how she changed herself. Like, what she did really has changed her for the better. That's a real good gimmick. Jamie Hayter should change her entrance music, I suppose. The way Booker T is about his students in NXT and Stephanie's how I am with Britt Baker, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Megan. Oh, I always liked you, buddy. You're a good man. You're a good man. I can't disclose names from my side, of course. I got to keep that close to my chest, including male talent. But yes, underrated. She deserves her flowers. Molly Holly. Yes, Molly Holly was truly special. Jacqueline as well. The beautiful people. Awesome Kong, Gail Kim. Amazing women's wrestlers. But obviously, oh yeah, absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful women's wrestler. Truly special. Taryn Terrell, there's a throwback for you. Jacqueline or Jazz? Jacqueline. The Monet puppet is more over than Mercedes. To be honest, I like Mercedes wrestling, but when it comes to just sheer enjoyment, the Monet puppet is hilarious. I love that Harley Cameron's just real life hobbies fill in so well. I'm actually going to say this. I think Jazz was just lucky that she had two great wrestlers around her that time in Trish and Victoria. Because Jackie ran circles around everybody. I've got no ill will or hate towards Jazz. I thought Jazz was a crazy powerhouse. But she only had good matches with two people. Victoria and Trish. Mr. Socko, because that was just the original. On the guy's side, MJF and Orange Cassidy are my faves. Okay, interesting choices. I'd say for myself, it's still Omega, Jay White, Samoa Joe, Christian Cage, Okada, still an Okada fan. Never going to change. And even though he's a nightmare and he drives me crazy, I still have to say Darby Allin. And Shelton Benjamin. I kind of gathered that smooth. I kind of gathered that. MJF's #1 mark. You are Zodiac. You are. Oh, and Josh Alexander. Everyone knows I'm a big Josh Alexander fan. I like Hangman Page, but I wouldn't say he's my favourite. Actually, no, that's a lie. I do like Jeff Jarrett as well. The only diamond in the business, MJF. Ooh, bold take. Our main event, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll have a little question and answer segment. You always get that before we wrap up the stream. We've actually went in a long way, which has been really good. It's actually helped flow the show a little bit, which I've really enjoyed. Lance Storm or Jericho. Although Lance Storm is an underrated wrestler, but Jericho is the whole package. We have a main event for the World Championship. And it ends with another typical interference and DQ finish, and yeah. Rollins, of course, used his pedigree counter that he does on Spears. We did that. A laceration on Rollins. He does have a head injury, but it won't be too bad. The bloody crowd with the yeeting needs to be shut down with a lightning strike. And the leather jacket, to be honest, was kind of cool. I'll give him that. The leather jacket was cool. But all in all, this match would have been so much better if they didn't have so many interference. I actually think what you've done is really ruined, even though I've never believed in him anyway. I don't think he's good enough. Jey Uso's first world title defense ends in a disqualification. I'm sorry, but that's his title reign already worthless. Already. Take the title off him at Backlash, I don't care. That title reign's worth shit now. That title reign is worth nothing because you end his first match in a DQ. I know Rollins is a former world champion, he's great. But they could have had Jey Uso win this match clean. Or Jey Uso wins by a roll-up. Instead, DQ. You still could have had the angle where Braun, Sami Zayn, CM Punk all get involved after the match, but this should have been Jey Uso's moment to really shine or try. On Raw, true, there hasn't been a world title match on Raw for a long time. I'm just annoyed that it had to end in a DQ. I would have taken a roll-up. I think that would have been a lot more interesting. But yeah. And I want to bring the thumbnail back up because there's one little image of Julia and Roxanne Perez together that I really like. The way they stand over, well, kneel over, sorry, the champion is really cool. So here's the question before we do the Q&A. Was this... They saved the roller for EO, true. So here's the question for tonight's review. Are WWE prepared for Backlash? Or is WWE going to get a lot of Backlash? Julia doesn't realistically need Roxy. And she doesn't need her either. They both work better alone. That's a fair also response, Fernando. That's another fair response, especially because they're in the tag match this weekend as well. They could have done so many things differently. St. Louis haven't had a good show in a long time. WWE will get Backlash, says Abu. There you go. Nippon. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's been your Raw review. 2 hours 35 minutes. And we've had some fun conversations in between, but now, a lot of Backlash I think too, says James. I don't think you're wrong, brother. It's not going to be 40 minutes this time. But you know what? We'll make it... Nostradamus will get Backlash, yeah. We'll make it 24 minutes, because that'll take us up to 3 hours. Actually, what we'll do is we'll do 23:30. And that lets me bring up the counter. Oh, never mind. It's so bloody stupid. Let's see if I can fix that. Clear. I'll wait till the 2 hour 37 mark and I'll do 23-minute Q&A. There we go. No. That's actually a decent age. Only got one. Who you got next week, Moxley or Joe? I want Samoa Joe to win, but I'm expecting Jon Moxley to retain by interference in the cage. I think you're going to have some interference. I don't know if it'll be good interference though. I think it'll be, not to say it in a pun, but I think it'll be very cagey. And I'm not sure if it'll be the good kind. Pac returns, perhaps. Would you say Rogers' best performance is 1977 or 1979? 1977. Who faces Cena after Orton? CM Punk. Did you watch Billy Jack Kane's Dark Side of the Ring? What a piece of trash. Yeah, I did, and I thought it was a horrible episode. Thought it was genuinely shit. You've already asked me this before and I already answered. I said The Spy Who Loved Me was his best film. Moonraker's crap. So do I, he was top tier. No, I don't like Moonraker. I like bits of it, but I don't like the film in general. I don't like what they did with Jaws. I hate that they redeemed his character. I thought that was fucking stupid. I think they were stupid to have him redeem his character. I thought they were pathetic. Sums them up, really. Hmm. '99, 2001, 2007. Top 5 Bond movies. Okay. Die Another Day was horrible. Do you think wrestling will double down the indie smart show will eventually move more towards entertainment? I mean, it still is technically more geared towards entertainment, depends on who you watch. But, no, people still like the... I like the indie wrestling style because I love TNA at its best, and that's where it was enjoyable from. Best frog splash, Eddie Guerrero or RVD? Eddie Guerrero. Easy. Rhino. Stromberg. Yeah, giving it to celebrities and all those melon fuckers is what brings their enjoyment down. True, but the answer's still Stromberg. Also, Drax's death was shite. The way he goes about the entire plotline compared to Drax is just much more defined. Royal Rumble or Bunkhouse Stampede? Still the Royal Rumble. Except for the last couple of years because they've all been crap. Rather be stuck in a lift with Hulk Hogan or Logan Paul. Rhea Ripley. Saraya, Velvet Sky, Deonna Purrazzo, Stephanie Vaquer, Roxanne Perez, all in one lift and it just breaks. Backlash predictions are on Saturday, mate, because I don't review SmackDown anymore. McMahon just wanted to get touched by other people because he's a dirty perv. To be fair, if I was stuck in an elevator with Hogan, I would have a very good chance to ask about all his lies. I don't think he's coming back from that. Because then I can go through all his lies one by one. And I'll just say, how do you know that that kid died in the front row? When you weren't even at Wembley. And you weren't part of WWE in 1992. And how do you know he was Make-A-Wish? And how do you know that you brought Simon Kill to the US? That you wrestled 400 days, or that Andre the Giant died after you body slammed him when he actually lived another 5 years, you spanner. I'd have fun with Hogan in that way, and then I'd bring up Jeff Jarrett hitting him with the. I would then hit Jeff. I would say, how do they feel get Jeff Jarrett's guitar? You were going to be the bassist for Metallica. Oh, the line was insane. Nikki Cross or Jamie Hayter? Hit the George Foreman grill was your idea, brother. Nikki Cross or Jamie Hayter? Both equally. Even though me and Nikki Cross come from the same country, both of them are actually really good. Would Operation Grand Slam and Goldfinger be 40 faster? James Ford in Miami to stop him? Well, yes. Pretty much. It would have been wrapped up there and then, but it just doesn't work. But that's movies for you. Oh, 317 subscribers now. Thanks very much, folks. Because she would have just told him everything, then he would have just ended his life. To be honest, we don't have many. If you actually look at it, I'm going to show you something. Because if you actually deep it, number one is probably still going to be Drew McIntyre. But see, when you look at a list of wrestlers that are Scottish, still Empire Strikes Back. That's the greatest. Massive. I know. Mental. I'm actually going to show you the best Scottish wrestlers. And this is where it comes in. So we're on 11 minutes 10 seconds. So that's okay. I'm not even kidding. These are the best Scottish wrestlers that you can actually find. Underrated. He's a funny bloke. I've met him. To be fair, Bill Dundee is probably up there, but actually, never mind. There's that right there's the best Scottish wrestler in the world right now. Jack Morris. But that's it. The rest of them, barely any. Ultimo Tiger, I've not seen him in years. But if you want just an answer of the top 5, Drew Galloway, or Drew McIntyre as you know him. I do like Noam Dar. Definitely Jack Morris. And I'll have to say the rest of it, yeah, Kenny Williams and Kid Crazy. That's it. That's probably the best 5 or top 5. Mind you, we did have a wrestling world champion before England, so we know we do something right. Yeah, Empire is the number 1. Revenge of the Sith is in the top 3. Yes, I do. I recommend you don't. They're shit. Been a Star Wars fan all my life. I went to see those films in the cinema, and I honestly regret it. I regret it. Love Nigel on commentary, best heel commentator in the business. Yep, unless you put Christian Cage on commentary full time and then that's it. It's over. 8 minutes to go and then the stream's over. Top 5 Dynamite matches.
Game of Thrones. Top 5 Dynamite matches. Number 1 is the best match AEW's ever produced was on Dynamite, and that's Omega versus Danielson. MJF versus MJF actually has some good Dynamite matches. I would say MJF versus Adam Cole. Ooh, that's a good question. MJF Ospreay, yeah. Paige Danielson, I would have to add them, and then I would say, honestly, Pentagon Junior's had some great ones. CG being indistinguishable is going to be the problem, mate. It's just not going to happen as much. Omega Danielson will honestly never be topped in AEW. I'll say this. Omega Danielson is the AEW version of Brett versus Austin. That's what Omega versus Danielson is. That's their Austin versus Hart of the best. Brian Pillman, Redacted, obviously. Roddy Piper. Since he's not technically Hart family, even though he married into it, I'm still going to say Tyson Kidd. And yeah, and Jericho, yeah. As wild as actually, oh, hold on. Never mind, hold on. See, see, there's a few I've missed out, like Greg Valentine, Shamrock, Blackman. He was, actually. Nope, I would not. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it in a banner. I'm actually going to give you the answer in this question as a banner. Because I'm going back through them all and I'm getting my confirmed list. Yep. This is just for you, Fernando. I've had to drop out 2 names because this is my top 5. I know, I'm still saying no. Kenny Mox, Steel Cage, yeah, that would be that. Death Triangle, 100% were my favourite team. Cody Wardlow, Steel Cage. I haven't watched that in a long time. Top 5 world title matches from Raw. I'm going to say in a limb, Raw only ever had one truly great world title match, and that was Michaels versus Triple H, but Rock versus Mick Foley on the Raw episode. Kurt Angle versus Booker T. Eddie Guerrero versus Triple H. Bret Hart versus the 1-2-3 Kid. They're for me the 5 best Raw World Title matches for me. Oh, Damian Kemp. That was good. Top 5 Kenny Omega matches. Danielson on the Grand Slam. The 2 out of 3 falls at Dominion. Omega versus Gabe Kidd. Omega versus Tanahashi. And Omega versus Hangman Full Gear. Mick Foley's shoot interview on ECW. The Austin promo, 316. Paul Heyman's shoot interview on ECW as well. Bret Hart Raw 97, the Steel Cage. And The Undertaker's shoot promo in 98. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone 3 hours and I've really enjoyed this. So I'm going to get out of here, but I will be back tomorrow to review Dynamite, so please do come back and have some fun. We'll really kick off and then we'll see how tomorrow goes. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Dynamite tonight. Enjoy what you can. Let me know what you get. And then tomorrow, well, we're going to fucking kill it, aren't we? Also, the Okada match at Wrestle Kingdom was another great one with Omega that I really like. Just pure enjoyment. But in the meantime, if you've never seen the intro before, you get to see it on the way out. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. So, you're top tier. You've been in all night, thank you. So, Anna, Smooth, Realism, James, Keen, Fernando, Darius, Zodiac, Catherine, Billy, Abul, Nippon, Fernando. Who else has been in the chat? Dara, Maria El Pinche. Just going through the chat, seeing who else has been in here because I want to make sure this is all respect. Anyone else I've not said? Just want to make sure. Jonathan, Jokey, Stussy. You guys have all been top tier, and with that, I am going to bounce, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you to the new subscribers, 317, so your ass doesn't belong to me. Good night, guys.